Good evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Jenny English. In tonight's news, we'll tell you about a scam website which could steal your personal information when you apply for hunting or fishing license. And a fundraiser to benefit the Coffee County Court-appointed Special Advocates Program is coming up this weekend. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
The wait is finally over. The all-new redesigned Ford Ranger is back at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma. Stop and test drive one today at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on Highway 55, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Welcome back. A scam website has been detected by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. The bogus website appears when you Google Tennessee fishing license. The site then allows you to enter your personal information such as a name, date of birth, social security number, driver's license number, phone number, email address, and residential address. It gathers this info but never asks for payment for the license. The website appears to have been created outside the United States, and the TWRA is working to get the site shut down. TWRA encourages anyone who has submitted information through this scamming site to monitor or freeze their credit. The only legitimate place to purchase a hunting and fishing license online in the state of Tennessee is at goooutdoorstennessee.com.
Tennessee's average gas price this week is $2.28 per gallon, which is 3 cents cheaper than last week, 4 cents less than last month, and 23 cents more than a year ago. Gas prices have continued to drop over the last week as gasoline stocks grew again, measuring in at 260 million barrels, the highest stock level ever recorded by the Energy Information Administration, or EIA, since it began recording the data in 1990. Jeanette Castellano, spokesperson, said, quote, increased total domestic stocks of gasoline have helped to ease pump prices. Typically, we see lower demand during this time of year. When combined with higher stock levels, pump prices usually decrease in response, end quote. EIA estimates that demand grew slightly from 8.56 million barrels per day to 8.66 million barrels. However, the current rate is lower than last year's 8.87 million barrels per day at this time.
Alderman Robin Dunn advised the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen of several community projects coming up in the near future.
Well, we've got several things going on. We have a rain garden that we're putting in at East Lincoln, so we're starting to get the details sort of worked out on that. So we've got a couple of master gardeners coming up with different list of plants for that. I'm pretty excited. So if anybody's interested in being, literally getting dirty with the rain garden, we could use some volunteers on that. Also volunteers, do you remember, Jimmy, the hostess parties? Did you ever do with Tupperware? Did you ever do? Yeah.
No, my grandmother sold Stanley though, and she did parties, so I get it.
Okay, well, we're having a compostess hostess party. So we're having in different neighborhoods, and if anybody would like to do these are part of our grant with ISWA. So these are provided free to people in the community. So if you would like to host a hostess or host party, we would love to have you. We're trying to get more people involved, and we feel like if your neighbor's doing it, then you're more likely to do it, and sort of. So we're really excited about that. We've got a couple of people already signed up for that. Thanks, Alderman Blackwell. And we've got Earth Day is coming up on April 20th. That's going to be a Monday. We are partnering with the Farmers Market. And so if anybody has a green-oriented business, and they would like to be involved with that, please let me know. Also, one more event that is not city sponsored, and I want to make sure that that's clear. This is not a city sponsored event. Is the TEDx Tullahoma, which is at UTSI, and I'm very excited about that. The speakers that we have lined up for that it's going to be a wonderful event. But if you are looking to sponsor, if you're a business that would like to sponsor that, we would love to have you. And of course, we've got the tickets will be going on sale in the next couple of weeks. But that's all we've got right now.
Stay with us. More news is coming up after this.
Mustang Sally. You better slow that Mustang down at Russell Barnett Ford in Tullahoma on Highway 55, where you can receive up to $4,000 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Ford in Tullahoma. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Tullahoma City Administrator Jennifer Moody briefed the City Board Monday night on the status of several grant applications.
Spoke with the board about a new USDA loan and grant program where the city could be the recipient of some grant funds through the utility board that would allow us to construct new hangars out at the airport. And so we're just continuing to look for ways that we can assist XP Services with their business expansion by providing 2 new hangars for them to lease. And we've been pretty successful with grants. We have one more that that's pending. We're waiting to hear back from. But we have already successfully received a TDOT grant to support the project and a USDA small grant. So more to come on that. Unfortunately, we did receive notice that we are not going to be awarded by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee Healthy Places, and that was the foundation that we were hoping to get a significant amount of funding to build out the entire master plan for the park that's East Park at Silver Street and Freeman Street. And so it's disappointing. We're going to still follow up and try to get specific information from them. They did encourage us to reapply in the next round, which is in August, and we'll do everything we can to find out where our weaknesses were and reapply and move forward with phase 1, which will be lit basketball courts and a nice pedestrian connection from the apartments surrounding it to the facility. So keep moving forward with that. And then if I can, I just wanted to share with you some background on a couple of items that are on your consent agenda. The first is you will be authorizing a community development block grant application, and then on new business, there's also a resolution to support that. That's because this application requires a formal resolution from the board to go in the application packet. We are applying for $200,000. We're asking for $200,000 in support that we would like to use to remove some. These would be vacant, unoccupied, unsafe structures, dilapidated structures in the community. And what that does is it creates clean lots that are buildable lots where infill of single-family housing can occur. And the most important thing I think people want to know, this program is a voluntary program where we would be partnering with the property owners. We are not looking to acquire properties, but partner with some property owners who most likely don't have the means to remove these structures themselves. And we actually don't have the budget funds to do it. We have a very small budget, I think approximately $5,000 that we set aside to do mowing and address any kind of code violations that owners don't take care of themselves. So as you can imagine, one demolition could eat up the entire year's budget. So we've identified a list of about 30 structures that we think would be eligible for the program, and this funding would easily cover about 20. So we're just something we'd like to get started, and it fits well with another program that we already have. That's the home grant program from the Tennessee Housing Development Agency. We have a $500,000 grant program where we are helping homeowners rehabilitate their homes, make repairs, and stay in their home. So I think this is a good neighborhood revitalization program to couple the two together. So we're excited about that.
More news is coming up right after this.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. Tonight we bring you part 2 of Coffee County Mayor Gary Cordell's interview as he talks about some of his expectations for the county in the coming year.
As we start a new year, what are some of the highlights of the past year we've just completed that you're happy about?
Well, we got through a year without another tax increase.
That's always good.
That's always a good one. And we're trying to have a very balanced budget.
Right.
And trying to actually this year get our county personnel a little more money, because some of them they're lagging behind, and we're trying to work with them to try to reassess all that and get input from the different departments to quite honestly see how they compare to some of the surrounding counties. So that we're trying to not be left too far behind and get that up some.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answered your question, but there's a lot going on in county government.
A big part of your job, I've heard you talk to Tom Corrington before about this, but it involves industrial recruitment and that sort of thing. And are there possible new companies coming to Tullahoma rather to Coffee County now that you're aware of?
We're looking around 3. I can't go into detail on those specifics, but we're looking at about 3 very significant industrial opportunities right now that will really have a major impact on our county and our region if they come to the county. And we have one of those that it's quite interesting that I think when they started their research project in the last year or so, they were looking at over 200 sites, and they narrowed that site selection down to 2 spots: Coffee County and one other county.
That's probably
so they're going to decide pretty quickly, and we hope that they choose to come to Coffee County.
And I'm guessing that's pretty significant to your tax base.
Yes, sir.
If you bring new people in like that.
Yes, sir.
The jail used to be a big problem.
Oh yeah.
I mean, money wise. I'm not talking about the personnel or anything like that. But we haven't heard a lot about that lately. So can we assume that's all working well now?
Well, it's working more smoothly than it did in the past. That was over a $21 million expenditure for the county, and our sheriff is trying to get the population down to try to lower our costs down in the county.
Jail population.
Yes, sir. And it had been trending around 400, and so it's somewhat less than that now.
What is the capacity of that jail?
400.
400.
You build it, and they will come.
Oh my goodness!
And that's what happened.
So basically, you had to build that. I think you were mandated by the state to build that. Were you not? You had to build that because of overcrowding initially, did you not?
And just the age and deterioration of the existing jail we had.
Right.
And in redoing that, we transferred. We did have an annex there, out of which they had the work program.
Right.
So that was finally transferred over to the big jail, the main.
So they're
jail.
all
They're all in one place now.
Right.
And that's saved the county quite a bit of money right there.
What did you do with the other facility that used to be the workhouse? Is it used for anything now?
Not used for anything currently. We're still looking at a possible use for that shortly down the road.
Right. Okay. Do you have things that you would like to get and like to make happen for the county that maybe you don't have funding for, and you're always
we're hoping right now, Jim, to have our satellite Tennessee College of Applied Technology right here in the county for our workers, for our students right when they go out and get out of high school, and for the workforce.
Right.
And we're having industrial recruiters look at us and say, we need, what kind of training you're going to have? And that's a serious consideration when they look at locating into a county. They want to know what kind of job training that you'll provide for them there. And we have right now, with a partnership with McMinnville TCAT, we have a satellite program there in one of our buildings in our county interstate industrial park. And we have 2 industrial maintenance classes there. And I know there's a tremendous waiting list, not only in Shelbyville, but in McMinnville for those students. So we're looking at the possibility of getting a facility right there so we can have our own TCAT, so we can provide training right here in the county for all of our citizens and for surrounding counties as well.
And that kind of training is something that's really, there's really a huge need for that now.
Yes,
I guess we focused on you go to get that 4-year degree and all that kind of thing, but we really need people to learn how to do stuff now.
We really do, Jim. And I had an opportunity about 2 years ago to sit down with a person at one of our local plants. This person out of Chattanooga, and she's very brilliant. She knows what's going on. And she talked about the great need right now. Not everyone needs to go to college.
Right.
And not downplaying that at all. But one statement she made, Jim, a takeaway to that meeting was, and I'll never forget that, she said, in the state of Tennessee, right now the largest number of graduates from college are those in the field of psychology. And many of those are waiting, stocking shelves in a local business or whatever with a big college debt. Whereas some of our people coming out of our TCATs with a degree for 16 months or 18 months or whatever with a certificate are coming out making $40,000 or $45,000.
Right.
So we've
with no debt.
With no debt.
Right.
With no debt. And with the Tennessee Promise program, they're helping on that. So we need to do that. And I was looking over the years, as we all have, that we want to do what's best for our children, but we're focused on kindergarten to 12. But I've told our Budget and Finance Committee, what about those students that when they graduate from high school, let's don't forget them. Because we want them to come back and stay in Coffee County and be raised right here.
We'll be right back in a moment with more News Leader.
Have you heard the news? Russell Barnett Automotive Family has launched its new website, russellbarnett.com. Very user-friendly. Over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Online credit applications. Hometown auto rental. Customer testimonials. Trade appraisals. Certified collision center. Service department scheduling. Too many reasons to mention why I keep asking the question, why buy anywhere else?
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron. And chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory. And marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Welcome back. This year's performance of His Story by Her is scheduled for this weekend at South Jackson Civic Center. John Gray spoke with Catherine Murray about the show.
But when Cat Murray's here, and we're getting ready to do the Michael Jackson tribute to raise some money. Look at that, there is the glove to raise some money for a good cause. It just makes me happy. Cat, good day. How are you? Who's this lovely young lady you have with you?
We have Miss Wanda from CASA. She is the recipient of all the money we're going to make on Saturday night.
That's
which
this
is
Saturday night.
Absolutely. February 1st.
February 1st, and this will be the what?
15th.
15th tribute show to Michael Jackson.
Yep.
And Kat Murray has donated every dollar from every show to somebody who deserves and needs the help in funding a great project.
Yeah, it's been real fun. Except I noticed it's not a South Jackson event, so they need to put up McMurray's phone number, because South Jackson doesn't have any tickets.
Oh, South Jackson doesn't
have tickets. But it is going to be at South Jackson. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
There you go. There you go. It's hard to get anybody on the phone over there right
I
now.
know. Hello, Philip, you there? But I'm going to let Miss Wanda do a little talking, because I like people to know what their money will go to for these shows. In addition to the show, everybody knows Michael Jackson, and that it's, it's 2 hours of me singing with 17 people behind me dancing and singing.
Oh yeah, it's a great show.
But the most important thing to me and to everybody in the show is that the people understand where the money is going to and how it's going to help the people right here in our community.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And Wanda, just to give you a brief run here, is with CASA, and they're involved with children who need help in court and finding homes when they get taken out of their homes where they're being either abused or ill-kept or whatever. So give us a rundown on that and how this money will help you to achieve your goal.
First of all, I want to thank Kat. I want to thank you for stepping out and supporting nonprofit organizations in Coffee County, and especially supporting the CASA program. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. And what that is a group of volunteers from this community who are supervised by staff, are appointed to children who are removed from their homes because of abuse and neglect. And when that occurs, it is taken to juvenile court, and the judge decides that he needs more information about what's going on in that family and with that child. No matter where they're placed, he appoints a CASA volunteer. Now, we have lots of volunteers in Tullahoma, and we need more volunteers in Tullahoma, because last year we served over 250 children in Coffee County alone, which means that amount of children were removed from their homes, or they were in an environment that was unsafe for them. But their CASA volunteers are the eyes and the ears for them. They're their voice for that child, and they advocate for that child in school, in court, at DCS meetings, with doctors and medical professionals, mental health professionals. Those people do that free of charge, just because they have a passion and a desire to give back to a child's life. They want to speak up for what is in the best interest of that child. But volunteers, yes, those people are the heartbeat of the CASA program. But we have also expenses that are involved in that. And we can't do that. We can't continue to have the program be successful without taking care of all the expenses that are entailed in that. And it is organizations like many of them in Coffee County, and especially Miss Kat here, who steps up and says CASA needs help, that helps us to continue to be what we need to be for the children who are facing trauma and terrible things that are going on in their lives. So we are happy that we are here. We're sad that we have to be here, because children should not be hurt.
No.
But unfortunately, that happens, and because of that, CASA is their voice. And we work with the children until they find permanence. Now, many times, children are returned to their parents. That's our first and foremost goal. Parents sometimes don't understand. If it's safe, yes. most of the time we find parents just don't know how to be effective parents. They don't know. And so we work along with the parents as well.
Right.
And it is a happy day when a child is returned home, because I will tell you that 95% of the children, when we ask them, what is it that you want us to tell the judge? Because we will tell the judge exactly what that child says. And they will tell us, I want to go home.
2 minutes left. So we got to tell people where to be.
You have me talking about CASA all day.
Exactly. So Saturday night, February 1st, we're going to be at South Jackson at 7 o'clock. And
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
a 2-hour Michael Jackson show. We have dancing, we have singing. People can sing along. You can bounce around in the aisles. The tickets are at McMurr's, 101 West OG Street. The tickets are at Casa Works. And you can get them to that night of the show. And just come out and people just have a great time. I've had children that have been in the show since they were first grade.
yeah.
They're in 10th grade now, John.
Right.
They're in 10th grade from
Right.
first grade, and the kids
almost
just
like a
love it.
homecoming.
Exactly, and they're like
What it is.
it's like a family.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC in Winchester. Select Silverados will receive supplier pricing and $6,500 in rebates only at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC on the bypass in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party, but things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her, and now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation!
It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 2002 at 73 degrees. The record low was in 1966 at minus 14. Average high on this day is 48, and the average low is 29. Mostly cloudy weather in the forecast for tonight with a low of 39. Cloudy weather in the forecast for Friday with a high of 52 and a low of 39. And again, cloudy weather expected on Saturday with a high of 47 and a low of 33. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.
Good night.